All right, I'm back. We're back live here at Coleco for part 2. Gonna do a little half-off crate of vinyl, and I'm also gonna be showing a bunch of CDs. Let me actually bring these over closer to me. We've got 2 full crates of CDs to show. When you're back on here and watching, let me know. When you're back, let me know. Got some half-off LPs, half-off LPs and $6.99 CDs. Half-off LPs and $6.99 CDs. When you're back on and watching, say something. Say hello, what's up, or whatever you want to say. What's up? Sidley 1960. How's it going? All right. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out the best place to put some of these CDs after I get them sold. I guess I'll just put them on this card over here, maybe. That's what I will do. Move that over a little bit. All right. Hello again. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. All right. Let's see. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Just gonna kill a little bit of time. Let's see if it's not too much of a pain. Could you read me the run out of that Samande? Totally fine. Yeah, I think it might be in this crate right here, possibly. Let me check. If it's not in here, then it's in the other one. Let's see. I should be able to read that off to you. I know it was a Terre Haute pressing, and Laura had it marked as like a reissue. I guess it doesn't have a year associated with it, maybe. You know, not on Discogs at least. It definitely seems like it's a 70s pressing. Let me see if I can find it for you. Give me 1 second. It's a good time to do it right now. Because basically just started the feed. I'm trying to just kill a little bit of time to let people get on here. Anyways, there it is. Pretty much right at the end of the crate. The run out on Simande. Let's see, Robert Wlodarczyk. The plan for part 2 is mostly CDs. And a crate of half-off LPs. So Ryan, I've got the matrix here. It is, get in the right light, JLS-3044-A-1. Then there's Sterling stamped in the dead wax. There's a T1, and looks like there's like a backwards S and a 1 on that side as well. And the second side is basically the same as side 1, except for instead of the B, instead of the A, there's a B. So yeah, JLS-3044-B-1. Hopefully that gives you what you need. Hopefully that tells you everything you need to know there. Terre Haute, US, Samande. I'm gonna put it back in the crate, but if you need anything else, just let me know. I know exactly where it's at now. All right, let's see. Hey, Denise, perfect time, I guess. Maybe you just woke up from your nap. Let's see, no 45s. I don't have any set over here right now. Yeah, I didn't see an RL. I don't think there's RL in the dead wax on this one. Let me just double check, but I think I probably would have picked up on that if it was on there. Let me just make sure now that I know to look for RL. Yeah, I don't see RL on either side of this one. Yeah, no RL on it. It's a nice copy though, for sure. Very nice. All right, I'll put that back in the crate. Cool. All right. Lots of CDs. Man, I swear the camera just moved again, didn't it? Why is it doing that? Hold on. That seems about right, but who knows? All right. Is there a show tomorrow? No, I don't think so. I don't have a sale planned, and Chad is still in Las Vegas. So let's go ahead and start off with a small stack of CDs here. Small stack of CDs to start out. Wilco. This one is Sky Blue Sky. It's got the song Impossible Germany on it, which is a fantastic song. Really cool guitar solo on that from Nels Cline. White Stripes, self-titled, debut. These are all $6.99. And also, a lot of these are probably going to have a lot of the same initials and stuff, so you can help me out by maybe typing at least like a full word. That would be great. This is Warrior Soul, Last Decade, Dead Century. Warrior Soul. These are all $6.99. And then we've got the Warlocks Phoenix album, $6.99 on that. The War on Drugs, Lost in the Dream for $6.99. And the Walkmen, Everyone Who Pretended to Like Me Is Gone. The Walkmen, these are all $6.99. All the auctions have definitely sold there. Yeah, I've got some half-off records here that I haven't shown yet. But let's see. See, looks like Victor Guerra wants the White Stripes. White Stripes is sold to Victor Guerra. Thank you very much. No Mantovani, but there's some Hooker in here for sure. There will be some Hooker tonight. So again, in this stack we had the Walkmen, War on Drugs, Warlocks. This one was Warrior Soul, and Wilco, Sky Blue Sky. Those are still available if anyone wants any of those. Let's go ahead and show a few half-off records. Sebastian, this is called White Liberals on Reggae. No condition notes, that's $12.50. Sebastian, White Liberals on Reggae. The New Colony 6, Revelations. No condition notes on that, $10. $10 on the New Colony 6. Leon Russell, Carney. Leon Russell is $10 as well. The Nashville soundtrack is EX, $9 on Nashville soundtrack. This is Mac Curtis. Mac Curtis, Good Rockin' Tomorrow, Rockabilly Uprising. That's $12.50. 1975 Rockabilly, $12.50. And let's see, WOD, War on Drugs for Joel Castillo. Joel Castillo on War on Drugs. And then Victor Guerra is going to get that Warrior Soul one. That is sold to Victor Guerra. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's not that Warlocks. No, this is, I think they were from like the 2000s or 2010s. Yeah, this came out in 2002. I think they're kind of psyche, like neo-psych, alt-rock, indie rock kind of band. I know I've listened to them before. It's been a long time, but Witch Hooker's the John Lee variety. The John Lee variety of Hookers. Sherry Darnell on Wilco. Yeah, that's a good one there. That is sold to Sherry Darnell. Thank you, Sherry Darnell. That's sold to you. Let's keep going through the half-off crate. Half-off crate. Some of the best of the Bonzo Dog Band. That is $10 now. $10, no condition notes on that. Friar Tut, that's Tut Taylor. This is a bluegrass record from 1972. It was $19.99. Now it's $10. $10 on that. Always August. Always August is now $15. It's a 1986 alt-rock record. It was $29.99. Now it's $15. I like that cover a lot. $15 on that. Victor Guerra on the Walkmen. That is sold to Victor Guerra. So the only one left so far is the Warlocks. Let's grab another handful. Well, very small handful, but let's do it. Some of the same artists from that last one, but White Stripes, Elephant. These are all $6.99. The War on Drugs, A Deeper Understanding. This is Mercury Rev? No, just Rev. Ultra Vivid Scene Rev. I don't know anything about that one. That's $6.99. This is The Undertones, the very best of The Undertones. That is $6.99. So let's see, Mortgage Guy Rob on the White Stripes. That's sold to Mortgage Guy Rob. And we still have The Undertones, the very best of The Undertones, Rev. That was Ultra Vivid Scene and The War on Drugs, A Deeper Understanding. Brent Riley wants to give Friar Tut a try. That's a bluegrass record that is sold. UVS. Ultra Vivid Scene, that is sold to Ivan Rybread. Thank you for your purchase. War on Drugs and The Undertones still available if anybody wants those. That's going to be over here with the Warlocks. All right, let's show a few more records. The Turtles present the Battle of the Bands. Half off price is just $5. $5 on that. Joel Castillo on this War of Drugs as well. That is sold to Joel Castillo. So we've got the Undertones and the Warlocks. Let's see. Go to Blazes. Go to Blazes. Self-titled looks like this is a garage record from 1988. It was $19.99. Now it's $10. $10 for some garage. Larry Graham, the inventor of the slap bass, the bass player for Sly Stone. Sooner or Later, the half off price is $7.50. $7.50 for Larry Graham. All right, more CDs. Let's see what we got in this stack. This is a little bit of a bigger stack. Let's see. Wishbone Ash collection. Time was, this is it 2 CDs? 2 CDs, Wishbone Ash, $6.99. Some twin guitars on that. Let's see, Wilderness, Vessel States, Wilderness, Vessel States. These are all $6.99. Wilco, Being There, another good Wilco album, $6.99 on that one. Uncle Tupelo, Wilco related, 89 to 93, an anthology, Uncle Tupelo, that is $6.99. This is Underworld, Dub No Bass with My Head Man. That's the name of the album. Underworld, $6.99. $6.99 on that. King's X, Ear Candy. I don't think I've ever seen that on vinyl. When did this come out? 1996. That's probably why. King's X, Ear Candy. That's $6.99. There's another Warrior Soul. This one is called Drugs, God, and the New Republic. $6.99 for Warrior Soul. Then Wayne Shorter, Allegria. Wayne Shorter, $6.99, a little jazz in there. The Waterboys, Room to Roam. Waterboys is $6.99. And Warm Jets, Future Signs, Warm Jets, that's also $6.99. Let's see. WOD, Turtles. Turtles was right here. Turtles is sold to Andy Rutherford for half off. That was $5. Thank you very much. And Joel Castillo on Wilco. That was this one down here. Joel Castillo on Wilco Being There. That is sold. Then King's X. Where was it? King's X. That one is sold to Chris Frazier. And then Uncle Tupelo right here. Uncle Tupelo is sold to Sherry Darnell. Thank you. So left in that stack was Warm Jets, Future Signs, The Waterboys, Room to Roam, Wayne Shorter, Allegria, Warrior Soul, Drugs, God, and the New Republic, Underworld, Dub No Bass with My Head Man, and then Wilderness, Vessel States, and this Wishbone Ash 2 CD collection. Great stuff. Great band. $6.99 for Wishbone Ash. Let's see, Victor Guerra on Warm Jets. That's this one right here. Warm Jets is sold to Victor Guerra. Victor, I know you got the other Warrior Soul. Do you want this one as well? That's Drugs, God, and the New Republic. That's still available as well if anyone wants that. But Victor, I figured you might want it since you got the other one. Let's show a few more half-off records. Love Is by the Two of Us. Love Is. This is a gospel folk record from 1978. It's $5. Got that one already, no problem. $5 on Love Is. And then we've got McKendree Spring. McKendree Spring is $7.50. Rockabilly 5. Rockabilly 5, that's a 1991 Switzerland import psychobilly record. It was $39.99. Now it's $20. $20 for Rockabilly 5. Sherry Darnell on Wishbone Ash. Cool. That is sold to Sherry Darnell. Thank you. And let's do 2 more, and then I'll show a few more CDs. Stephen Stills, Just Roll Tape. It's a record store, no, not record store day release, but Preston RTI, yeah, 2008 remaster RTI sealed. It was $89.99. Now it's $45. Sealed. Stephen Stills, $45 on that. $45 on Stephen Stills. All right. Oh, man. All right, yeah, I just grabbed another stack, and the one on top is, I can't recommend it enough. If you like heavy psych, fuzzed out, garage, Black Sabbath, kind of, this is so good. This is great. Ty Segall related. This is Fuzz. Their second album, Fuzz 2. Man, this is so good. And the artwork on this thing, it's killer. Great. Fuzz. Highly recommended. Stephen Stills is sold to Brent Riley for half off. Thank you, Brent. That's sold to you. So we got Fuzz and we got Fu Manchu, In Search Of. These are all $6.99. Underworld, second toughest in the infants. Underworld, that's $6.99 as well. Victor Guerra is going to try Fuzz. I don't think you'll be disappointed, man. This is real good. Real good. Brent Riley was second. Alex Miller was third. Stevie Wonder, that's the best of Stevie Wonder. $6.99 on that. This is Wilco, A Ghost Is Born. Wilco, another Wilco album. And then this is Women. Women, I'm trying to think. There's some kind of tie-in with this band to something else. Women, this is a really good record, though. Really good indie rock on the Jaguar label. $6.99 on that. Wolf Parade at Mount Zoomer. Wolf Parade, $6.99 on that. White Stripes. This one is Get Behind Me, Satan. It's got like My Doorbell on there, and I feel like there's another. Yeah, The Denial Twist was kind of a hit. Red Rain's cool. I like Red Rain. That one's pretty dope. But yeah, $6.99 on that. White Stripes. Shoo Shoo, Women as Lovers. Some experimental, dark, industrial type stuff. Pretty experimental. Yeah, Shoo Shoo. That is available. And then World Party, Goodbye Jumbo, $6.99 on that. And Lucinda Williams, World Without Tears. Lucinda Williams. These are all $6.99. Let's see, I'm going to show some more, or recap what I just showed. Lucinda Williams, World Without Tears. That was World Party, Goodbye Jumbo. Old Man Hilton, you haven't missed too much. You haven't missed too much. I kind of just got started with the CDs. Shoo Shoo, Women as Lovers, still available. White Stripes, Get Behind Me, Satan. This was Wolf Parade. Women. There's the Wilco CD. Sherry Darnell gets that Wilco as well. And then the best of Stevie Wonder. Underworld, second toughest in the infants. And then Fu Manchu, In Search Of. Those are all still available. If anybody wants any of those, just let me know. All right. Sun Little Aloha. This is on yellow vinyl, pineapple colored vinyl, sealed. It was $24.99. Now it's $12.50. $12.50 for Sun Little. The Scooters, Young Girls. The Scooters is $7.50. Roy Harper, Folk Joke Opus. Roy Harper, VG Plus. It's now just $12.50. It's a 1969 US pressing. I love Roy Harper. Real good folk, British folk stuff. But he's got his own thing going. It's not your grandmother's folk. I don't know what I mean by that. It's cool. It's cool folk. There's good folk music out there. I promise you. Freedom Express brings fresh air. Freedom Express. This is VG Plus. It was $59.99. Now it's $30. I remember listening to this, and there are a few tracks on here that are killer, like really good, fuzzed out rockers. There's a few cuts that are like, not great, but it's a Private Press hard rock / country rock album. VG Plus, $59, or it was $59.99. Now it's $30. It's worth it. I mean, it's a really rare one too. If you like that kind of stuff, those Private Press rock records. Lucas Hanft. I'm sorry. Roy Harper is sold to Lucas Hanft. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this camera. It will not stay in one place. It keeps sliding around. I don't know if there's something that I can tighten on here. I don't see anything that's like you know, that I can screw tighter. I'm not sure what's going on there. El Snappy Tan, you were second on Roy Harper, but I do recommend checking out that album for sure. Let me show like 2 more LPs and then I'll get back to the CDs because there's a lot of CDs that I'm going to go through. Purple Hearts, Smashing Time. That is a mod record from the UK, 2003. It was $26.99. Now it's $13.50. $13.50 for Purple Hearts. Everlasting All Right. This is Michael Bridges. Also, you know, cool artwork on that too. This is a gospel rock / folk rock record from 1982. Private Press for sure. It was $24.99. Now it's $12.50. No condition notes, and we actually do have 2 of those. If anybody wants those, we've got 2 of them for $12.50. If you want to try out some Private Press gospel rock, gospel folk kind of stuff. Let's see. More CDs. Again, if you're just hopping on or anything, these are all $6.99. Let me see. Hold on. There was something about Wilco needing to put back. Joel Castillo. Which Wilco did you get? Was it this one? Was it A Ghost Is Born? Which Wilco was it? Which one did you claim? Stormcock's great. A Ghost Is Born was sold. What was the other? Being There and Sky Blue Sky. Joel Castillo, if you can let me know which one it was that you claimed so that I know which one to pull back out. Being There, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll grab that. If anybody wants Wilco Being There, that is still available for $6.99. $6.99 on that. What's that other Roy Harper one that I like? It's like Came Out Fighting Genghis Khan, I think. It's got that like baby on the cover, like with the umbilical cord. It's a cool record too. White Stripes, De Style, $6.99. This is a very bluesy White Stripes record. Good stuff. This is Wolf Parade, Apologies to the Queen Mary. These are all $6.99. Interpol, Our Love to Admire Interpol, $6.99. This is Little Feat, Waiting for Columbus Live, 2 LP set on 1 compact disc, $6.99. Wilco, Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, $6.99. Their most critically acclaimed album for sure. Happy Mondays, Pills and Thrills and Belly Aches. Happy Mondays is $6.99. Rory Gallagher, Irish Tour, $6.99. Paul Westerberg, 14 Songs. Paul Westerberg from The Replacements. Another Shoo. This one is called Always. That is $6.99. Yeah, we're still doing LPs too. I'm going back and forth. Genghis Smith. Yeah, I think you're right. It's not Genghis Khan, but Genghis Smith. I think you're right on that. West Coast Pop Art Experimental Band. This is Volume 3. It's also subtitled A Child's Guide to Good and Evil. Really good. Psych from the Prime era. Weezer, Green Album. Got Hash Pipe on here. Island in the Sun, $6.99 for Weezer. And then Ween, Pure Guava, Ween, $6.99. Let's see, WCST. Is that like West Coast, Denise? Just making sure if that is what you were trying to claim there, that is sold to you. I figured that's probably what you're going for, but just making sure. Let me recap this stack one more time. Let me know if there's anything in here that you want. Ween, Pure Guava. These are all $6.99. Weezer, The Green Album. Shoo, Always. Paul Westerberg from The Replacements. It's called 14 Songs. Rory Gallagher, Irish Tour. Happy Mondays, Pills and Thrills and Belly Aches. Wilco, Yankee Hotel Foxtrot. Little Feat, Waiting for Columbus. Interpol, that one's called Our Love to Admire. And then Wolf Parade, this one's called Apologies to the Queen Mary. Wolf Parade, and then the White Stripes, De Style, and the Wilco that got put back, that is called Being There. These are all still available. If anyone wants those, they're all $6.99. Nikki Corvette and the Stingrays, Back to Detroit. That is sealed. It's a 2006 power pop record. It was $34.99. Now it's $17.50. $17.50 for Nikki Corvette. Alex Miller on Weezer. That's the green album right here. Weezer is sold to Alex Miller over on YouTube. Thank you very much. Back to the crate. Banaster, Tarleton, something like that. Electric Women. That is sealed. It's a Private Press Glam record from 1979. It was $44.99. Now it's $22.50. $22.50 on Banaster, Tarleton. Yeah, something like that. Oh no, Ninja Pony's back. Don't harass me. Redbud Thunder, American Rock and Roll. Redbud Thunder is sealed. This is also a Private Press record. This is blues rock, southern rock from 1980. It was $54.99. Now it's $27.50. Pretty good opportunity to pick up some cool Private Press records at half price. Alex Miller, Sean Miller. Okay, I'll try to remember that. Of that Wolf Parade. Man, I haven't really ever listened to him. I think I missed him. I think I missed the parade on Wolf Parade. Let's see. Next, Sunnyland Slim. I think this one's kind of pricey. Just You and Me. Sunnyland Slim from 1981. Yeah, it was $99.99. Now it's $50. $50 for Sunnyland Slim. $50 on that. One more. The Dennis Coffee Band. A Sweet Taste of Sin. It was $26.99. Now it's $13.50. Dennis Coffee Band. Some jazzy funk or funky jazz. Really good guitar player. $13.50 for the Dennis Coffee Band, and that is sold to Eric Van Leuven. That's sold to Eric Van Leuven. Let me move these over here, and let me get another little stack, or another little handful of CDs. Lots of indie rock kind of stuff in here. All right, and we've got Girls Against Boys. Girls Against Boys. Freakonica, $6.99 for Girls Against Boys. Jen Blossom's New Miserable Experience. Jerry Rafferty, Right Down the Line. That's the best of Jerry Rafferty. $6.99 on that. Are the ones in the... No, these are all still available. The ones over here are the ones that have sold. The Geraldine Fibbers. Butch, $6.99 for the Geraldine Fibbers. It's another White Stripes, this one. Yeah, White Blood Cells. What's that song? It's Fell in Love with a Girl. Yeah, huge song there. $6.99 on that. Gentle Giant, live, playing the full Civilian. It is a, 2-in-1 kind of thing. Yeah, live and Civilian. Yeah, cool. $6.99. Really good prog there. Gentle Giant. Gene Loves Jezebel, Kiss of Life. Kiss of Life by Gene Loves Jezebel, and then Gary Lucas, Evangeline, $6.99. Cool cover. Looks like something I would probably listen to just check out. And Gary Clark Jr., Black and Blue, $6.99. What's that song that I used to like? Numb, yeah. Cool, heavy guitarness on that. Ween, Chocolate and Cheese, $6.99. Great album there too. Gary Lucas, Robert Warner on Gary Lucas. That is sold to Robert Warner. Thank you, Robert Warner. That's sold to you. And let me just recap this little stack real quick. Any chance I could go through the stacks on the left real quick? I can, yeah. Yeah, I can do that. I'll do it very quickly here shortly. There's Wayne, Chocolate and Cheese. Gary Clark Jr., Black and Blue. Oh, Gary Lucas played with Beefheart? Cool. Very cool. When did he play with him? Like the the late 70s or early 80s kind of stuff? That period with like Bat Chain Puller and stuff? Or you want me to pull the Ween? I'll get the Ween for you. Ween is that sounded terrible, but Ween is sold to Ninja Pony. Toward the end, yeah, Bat Chain Puller and Doc at the Radar Station, that kind of stuff. Let's see, Gary Clark Jr. and Little Feat. Gary Clark Jr., that is sold to George Burleson. I think the Little Feat was in the other stack, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, Little Feat. Yeah, right here, this one here, Waiting for Columbus, that's sold to George Burleson as well. Also worked with Jeff Buckley. Sweet. I'm a big Jeff Buckley fan. I know I've talked about that doing the sales too, but like Live at Chennai, man, probably my favorite live album or live project I've ever heard. Still got Gene Loves Jezebel, Gentle Giant 2 in 1, White Stripes, Ninja Pony, Did You Want This White Blood Cells? I'll set that right there for now. The Geraldine Fibbers, Butch, Jerry Rafferty, basically a greatest hits, Gin Blossoms, and then Girls Against Boys. All right. Yeah, I'll recap these real quick too. There's White Stripes, the style. I'll stick that over there in case Ninja Pony wants it or whoever. Wolf Parade, Interpol still available. Wilco, Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, Happy Mondays, Rory Gallagher, Irish Tour, Paul Westerberg, 14 Songs, Shoo Shoo, Always, Ween, Guava, Ninja Pony, Do You Want This Ween as well? I'm just setting those back there. And then what we started with was Fu Manchu, In Search Of, Underworld, that's called Second Toughest in the Infants, The Best of Stevie Wonder, Women, this is a good album too. And then, another Wolf Parade, this one's called At Mount Zoomer. And then White Stripes, Get Behind Me Satan, I'll stick that back there as well. Shoo Shoo, Women as Lovers, this was World Party, Goodbye Jumbo, World Party. And then Lucinda Williams, World Without Tears, Wilco Being There. This was Wilderness, Vessel States, Wilderness, and then Underworld, Dub No Bass with My Headman. And then Wayne Shorter, Allegria, The Waterboys, Room to Roam, Warrior Soul, that was Drugs, God, and the New Republic. The Very Best of the Undertones, and then the Warlocks, that was called Phoenix Album, the Warlocks on that one. Yeah, that Women record's great. Really, really good stuff. I'll take the Ween instead of the White Stripe. Okay, the 2 Weens, cool. 2 Ween. This Ween right here is also sold to Ninja Pony over on Twitch. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything else. A long time since I've heard I've never listened to Underworld. Cindy Lee, that's who I was trying to think of. When I showed the Women record, I was like, I know there's somebody in this group that put out some more. Yeah, I think they just put out an album it's like early this year or late, sometime last year, that was like released online only for a long time, like download only. But yeah, that's really good. It's very good musician, real unique, against the grain for like today's standards for sure. No metal or 80s rock. Oh, there will be. There's a little bit of metal, a little bit of 80s rock mixed in with the CDs. It's primarily like indie stuff in the CD collection for sure, but there is some 80s rock and metal and stuff like that as well. Yeah, Diamond Jubilee, that's the name of it. Yeah, really good. Really good stuff. Born Slippy. Okay, I'll have to check him out. I love Trainspotting. It's a great movie. Great soundtrack too. Five Bridges, The Nice, featuring Keith Emerson. Yeah, The Nice was $34.99, now it's $17.50. I feel like this one doesn't show up too often. Some of the other Nice records pop up, fairly often, but this one, not so much. $17.50 on that. Three Souls in My Mind, rock and roll band, Mexico City, 1971. This was released in 1987 in Mexico. It's a Mexican import. It was $34.99, now it's $17.50. $17.50. Okay, I gotta back out on the White Stripes as much as I love them. I'm unemployed. Okay, yeah, no problem. I had set these to the side, anyways. But yeah, if anyone wants these White Stripes, we've got it's like not their first three, their first two, and then Get Behind Me Satan. Got the self-titled White Blood Cells and Get Behind Me Satan. If anyone else wants any of those. Preoccupations, yeah, Viet Cong, cool. I wanted to say that, I was like, I think they were Viet Cong as well, which that stuff's really good too. The Viet Cong record, Preoccupation. Yeah, I forget that one album, the name of it, but it's very good stuff. All right, let's see. I'll show a few more records in here. Hall & Oates live at the Apollo. That's in EX condition, $7.50. Synergy Sequencers. Synergy is VG Plus. It's an ambient record, $5 on that. $5 for Synergy. Third World, The Story's Been Told. Third World is $7.50. It was $14.99. $7.50 now. All right. More CDs. White Stripes 3 CD bundle for 15 sold. Sell these for 5, 5, and 5. These are sold to Mortgage Guy Rob for a total of $15. Thank you very much. There might even be more White Stripes in this crate somewhere. Maybe not, though. That might have been all of them, but I'm not 100% sure. Feel like we haven't seen Icky Thump, but I don't remember if I saw a copy of Icky Thump when I was going through these earlier today. Let's see. The Reminder by Feist. Feist, The Reminder. Oh man, I forgot this was in here. Lucas Hampton, I think I sold you an original copy of this on vinyl like a year or two ago. Correct me if I'm wrong, but do you remember getting a copy of this from us when I was hosting the sale? Faust, So Far. Man, this is a great krautrock record. Fantastic, very unique. Faust, So Far. Someone needs to pick that up for sure. The Fall, Your Future, Our Clutter. Really cool art punk group there. Hall and Oates. Hall and Oates. That is sold to Scott Dyer over on YouTube. Second press. Okay, I remember, I was like, man, I could have swore I sold that to you. I couldn't remember if it was a first or second press, but it's great, man. That is sold to Robert Warner. Thank you, Robert Warner. You got Faust. Fantastic album. Let me move these CDs out of the way. I'm going to put them on this cart over here. And yeah, I'm going through this little stack of CDs. Let's see. Gang of Four, Mall. Gang of Four, Mall. Gang of Four. When did this come out? 91. Haven't listened to that Gang of Four record. Rory Gallagher, Stage Struck. Rory Gallagher, $6.99. Wolf Mother, self-titled. Yeah, White Unicorn, Woman, Joker and the Thief, Colossal's cool. Man, I wore this thing out back in the day. Wore that thing out a long time ago. Same with this. I used to listen to a lot of Incubus, especially their first few albums. Incubus, Make Yourself, $6.99. $6.99. Yeah, The Warmth. What else was on here? Stellar. Drive, of course. Yeah, Battlestar Skralachtica. I remember cruising around in high school listening to that. Let's see. Immaculate Fools, The Toy Shop. These are all $6.99. What is this and why is it? Yeah, there we go. All right, this is I'm From Barcelona. Who Killed Harry Houdini? That's what it's called. $6.99 on that. And then I Love You, But I've Chosen Darkness. That's the artist. And then the title of the album is Fear Is on Our Side. It's on Secretly Canadian. I'm just based on the name of the artist, I would assume it's like post-rock or hardcore. But I'm not sure. And then this is The Glands. The Glands. That's $6.99. And another West Coast pop art experimental band. This is Volume 1. It's got 22 tracks on it. A lot of previously unreleased stuff on here. $6.99. I Won't Hurt You's on here. Cool. Just looking at the track list. Cool. West Coast Pop Art Experimental Band, $6.99. That is sold to Denise Softadal. Thank you very much. And yeah, let me recap this real quick. The Glands. This was I Love You, But I've Chosen Darkness. I'm From Barcelona. Immaculate Fools. Incubus, Make Yourself. Wolf Mother. Rory Gallagher, Stage Struck. Gang of Four, Mall. The Fall, and The Reminder by Feist. Saw Incubus when they first came out. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, they're really good live. I remember seeing them a couple times. I think I might have seen them like right before Light Grenades came out, maybe, or maybe right after, something like that. I saw them a time or two. But yeah, they put on a really good live show. Mike Einziger, I think, is a pretty underrated guitar player as well. Very good. Let's see. I'm From Barcelona. It's twee pop, really. That's not what I would have expected. I don't know why. Would not have expected twee pop from that. All right. Let's get back into the half off vinyl. White Nights soundtrack. No condition notes on that. $7.50. Best of Keith Jarrett. The Best of Keith Jarrett is $10. $10 on the Best of Keith Jarrett. Man, it's not the not the like spacey Dutch band, man, but this is a US band. Yeah, blues rock psych from 69, VG plus condition, just $7.50 for Man. Rockets. This is a Private Press blues rock album. It does have some cover damage down here. EX condition, it's $11.50. $11.50 for Rockets. $11.50 on that. Freddie Hubbard, Super Blue. Freddie Hubbard is VG, just $5 on Freddie Hubbard. Rory Block, I've Got a Rock in My Sock. This one is sealed, $7.50. $7.50 on Rory Block. John Mad Dog Watkins, Here I Am. This is now $15. It was $29.99. Chicago Blues from 1985. And Shane Landolt on Man. Man is sold to Shane Landolt. Post-punk band. All right. That was that really long time. I feel every time I see a long title, I'm like, it's got to be either post-rock or like hardcore. I Love You, But I've Chosen Darkness is a post-punk band. So it's kind of a, I mean, post-punk is not post-rock or like hardcore punk, but it's kind of on the right track, sort of, but stylistically quite different. Let's see. Eric Burden Band. The Eric Burden Band is VG plus, $7.50. That's a French import. French import on the Eric Burden Band. Eric Burden of the Animals, of course. Let's do another stack of CDs. Guided by Voices, Alien Lanes. Great album there. Brazilian Girls, Talk to La Bombe. I think that's what that says. Brazilian Girls, Talk to La Bombe, $6.99. Idlewild, 100 Broken Memories. Ice Age, You're Nothing. That's a cool... These guys are kind of... I don't know about post-punk. They're pretty loud, pretty heavy, kind of angular guitar kind of stuff. Ice Age, good stuff there. Hunters and Collectors, Ghost Nation, that's $6.99. Hot Hot Heat, Elevator, $6.99. Luminous, The Horrors, Horrors, not the other one. Luminous, that is $6.99. Interpol, Turn on the Bright Lights. A New Morning, The International Noise Conspiracy, that's $6.99 as well. And then we've got Inspiral Life, Carpets, $6.99. Not familiar with that one. Happy Mondays, Yes Please. Happy Mondays, $6.99. There Goes Mark wants the Freddie Hubbard LP. Freddie Hubbard is sold to There Goes Mark. Thank you very much. Let me recap this little stack of CDs real quick. Happy Mondays, Yes Please. Inspire Life, Carpets. A New Morning, The International Noise Conspiracy. Interpol, Turn on the Bright Lights. Luminous, The Horrors. Hot Hot Heat, Elevator. Hunters and Collectors, Ghost Nation. Ice Age, You're Nothing. Ice Age, You're Nothing. And Idlewild, 100 Broken Windows. Brazilian Girls, Talk to La Bombe. And Guided by Voices, Alien Lanes. Surprised no one put GBV in the comments. Anyone know By the Trail of the Dead? There are some CDs by them in these crates. We will see some And You Will Know Us By the Trail of the Dead CDs tonight. Hey, look at that, Lucas. Roy Harper, Stormcock. I was like, man, I just saw it. I don't remember if I put it in the crate or not. It's half price now. It's a 1978 US pressing. It does have wear on the jacket, but the vinyl, no condition notes. It was $29.99. Now it's $15. $15. Yeah, the vinyl on this is super clean. The cover could definitely use an upgrade, but $15 on Roy Harper. Stormcock, that's a great album. Travolta Fever, deluxe 2-record set. VG Plus condition, $6.50 for John Travolta. Snafu, Situation Normal. Snafu is VG Plus, $5. You've got the OG cool. You got the OG UK copy or US? Because I think the US is like technically a reissue. I don't think they pressed it in the US till like later on, but someone needs to get that. Huge fan of that record. Me and Joanna Newsom and Jim O'Rourke. Man, you just mentioned another name that I'm like, man, I just saw that CD. Anyone want Joanna Newsom? Have one on me. It's like a 3 CD box set with a booklet. I don't know if this will help sell it, but I mean, are they, is she still married to Andy Samberg? Are they still a thing? That'd be cool. Let's see. Need a pair of white pants like Travolta. I've got green pants. I don't think I have any white pants. But yeah, man, Lucas, yeah, I need to get myself a UK copy of some Roy Harper. All I've got is the Genghis Smith one. That's the only UK copy. They are still together. That's cool. They've been, I mean, for like celebrity or like, you know, Hollywood relationships, I feel like that one's lasted a long time and you never really hear anything about it. So it must be going well. Joanna Newsom, I love her. She's great. Definitely not for everybody. Her voice, I can see being off-putting to a lot of people, but very unique, talented, freak folk, harp player. Man, she's good. She's great. Her songwriting is incredible. The 11th House featuring Larry Coryell, Aspects, VG copy, just $5. Just $5 for Larry Coryell. Sandy Bull, E Pluribus Unum. This is also a great album. VG Plus, it was $19.99. It is $10 now. Sandy Bull. It's like almost Psych, not quite, but it's also a club copy, which is pretty rare for Vanguard. This is really good stuff. Sandy Bull, VG Plus, just $10. Jim O'Rourke makes that. Yeah, I think he, he's worked with her. And then, what's that other one? East. I think Van Dyke Parks produced that one or recorded that one too. Very cool. She's worked with a lot of really cool people. She's awesome. Lucas Hampton, yeah, get that Sandy Bull. That's great. Great stuff. Coryell, Wayne Bartow on Larry Coryell. Another great guitar player. Lots of great guitar players in this crate. Let's see, a couple more in here maybe. Follow, that's David Bruce Jansen. This is a Private Press folk rock record from 1980. It's sealed. It was $14.99. Now it's $7.50. I think 2 of them. Yeah, we got 2 of those. Sealed, $7.50. Albini produced it. Jim O'Rourke mixed it. Cool. I don't know if I knew Steve Albini was associated with it. That's cool. It's not the kind of project that I would like imagine Steve Albini being involved in. But that's awesome. Third World, All the Way Strong. $9, or it was $9.99. Now it's $5. $5 for Third World. $5 on that. Just a couple more records in the crate. Patrick O'Hearn, Between Two Worlds. It's $7.50. Patrick O'Hearn, $7.50. Johann Schmoling. Something in German. Vivend Riot or something. He was a former member of Tangerine Dream. It's a solo album. It's sealed. It was $14.99. Now it's $7.50. Johann Schmoling, $7.50. And then the Chambers Brothers, The Time Has Come. And that is VG Plus, just $7.50. It's worth it just for the title track. Time Has Come. It's the extended version, of course. Great song. Good album too, but I mean that title, The Time Has Come. That track is just fantastic. Johann Schmoling is sold to Spiky McVeigh. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, let's. Oh shoot, what was that? The Black Sabbath light. How did that happen? Where did it go? There it is. It's fine. It didn't actually fall. It was suspended in the air. All right. Come on, get back where you belong. There you go. Thank you, sir. All right. This is the last crate. Yeah, this will be the last crate of LPs. I'm really just going to kind of try to fly through a bunch of CDs after this. I will recap this crate, but I'm going to show one more small handful of CDs first. Come on. Get out of here. Get out of the crate. There you go. All right. Fleetwood Mac, The Vintage Years Live. Yo La Tango, Painful, Yo La Tango, great band. Idlewild, The Remote Part. Hot Snakes, Suicide Invoice, Swam. Swall, something like that. $6.99 on that. Iggy Pop, Brick by Brick. Iggy Pop, $6.99. There Goes Mark said O'Hearn. Was that yeah, this one here, Patrick O'Hearn. That is sold to There Goes Mark. Thank you very much. Both Third World LPs. Let me grab those for you. There's one right there. And I think the other one was actually like, oh yeah, I thought it was further back than that, but there it is. Both of these Third World records are sold to George Burleson. Really nice copies there for half price. Thank you very much. And Wayne Bartow on Keith Jarrett, the best of Keith Jarrett. That was not too far back either. Where is it though? Keith Jarrett. There it is. That's sold to Wayne Bartow. All right. I am going to recap this crate at some point, but let's see. Guided by Voices, Mag Earwig. Hey, this is a great shoegaze record. Hum. You'd prefer an astronaut if you're familiar with, well, not familiar. If you like Smashing Pumpkins, you're not familiar with Hum, I would recommend giving them a try. I feel like there's, I mean, it's not that they sound just like them, but I think there are some similarities. Herbie Hancock, River, the Joni Letters, at $6.99. The Joni Letters, is that like, is this dedicated to Joni Mitchell? Well, Joni Mitchell's on a song. Amelia. Interesting. I don't think I've listened to that one. Here's the Hooker. John Lee Hooker, Graveyard Blues, $6.99. Sherry Darnell on Fleetwood Mac. That's sold to Sherry Darnell. Mortgage Guy Rob on Hum. It's a great album. Hum is sold to Mortgage Guy Rob. Sean Miller, you were second. And then Ryan Mustaine, you were third on Hum. But if you guys haven't listened to Hum, check him out. It's good stuff. John Lee Hooker, Graveyard Blues. Herbie Hancock, River. Guided by Voices, Mag, Earwig. Iggy Pop, Brick by Brick. Hot Snakes, Idlewild, The Remote Part, and then Yo La Tango. Those are all still available. Those are still available if anybody wants any of those. All right, I'm gonna just like fly through this crate. I'm gonna read the artists and titles. If you need prices, just let me know. The guitar work on Hum is a lot. Yeah, maybe that's what makes me think of it a lot. It's got that big, like, kind of shoegazy wall of sound kind of thing going. It's real good. Sebastian, White Liberals on Reggae. The New Colony 6, Revelations. Leon Russell, Carney. Nashville Soundtrack. Good Rockin' Tomorrow. That's Matt Curtis, little rockabilly. The Bonzo Dog Band. Some of the best of the Bonzo Dog Band. Always August. Go to Blazes. Larry Graham, Sooner or Later. Love Is by the Two of Us. That was like a Private Press gospel folk record. McKendree Spring, still available. Rockabilly 5. Sun Little, Aloha, that's sealed on yellow vinyl. The Scooters, Young Girls. Freedom Express, Brings Fresh Air. That's a Private Press hard rock, country rock record. Has some solid tracks on it. VG Plus, it was $60. Now it's $30. Freedom Express. And then Purple Hearts, Smashing Time. Everlasting All Right. That's Michael Bridges. That's a Private Press gospel rock / folk rock record. Cool cover on that too. We've got 2 of those. Nikki Corvette and the Stingrays, Back to Detroit. Banaster, Tarleton, Electric Women. That's a sealed Private Press glam rock record from 1979. It was $44.99. Now it is $22.50. Red Bud Thunder, American Rock and Roll. That's another Private Press. This one's blues rock, southern rock from 1980. Sealed for $27.50. Sunnyland Slim, Just You and Me. Five Bridges, The Nice, featuring Keith Emerson. 3 Souls in My Mind, rock and roll band, Mexico City. That's from 1987. Mexican import, $17.50 on that one. Synergy, Sequencer. White Knights soundtrack. Rockets, another Private Press. And then Rory Block, that one's sealed. That's I've Got a Rock in My Sock. John Mad Dog Watkins, Here I Am. And let's see, Eric Burden Band. Rory Harper, Stormcock. Travolta Fever 2 LP set. Snafu, Situation Normal. Follow, that's David Bruce Jansen. We've got 2 of those. Some more Private Press stuff. And then the Chambers Brothers, The Time Has Come. How much? 3 souls. Nick Domer, 3 souls. Let's see. 3 souls. 3 souls. 3 souls in my mind. Half off price is $17.50. Yeah, Nick, I'm glad you're watching. The Roy Harper, it's a U.S. pressing from 78, which is the first time it was pressed in the U.S. The jacket has some wear. Jacket does have some wear in a corner clip and all that, but the vinyl's super clean, like EX Plus, near mint minus. Real nice disc, and the half off price on it is just 15 bucks. 15 bucks on that. And then Rockets does have some cover damage. Rockets, yeah, this one right here. Corner clip up there. It's got some cover damage. The vinyl I graded EX, and it's now just $11.50. $11.50. I'm sure you know. Nice copies of this, usually around like 50 bucks or more. But yeah, just $11.50 with that cover damage. And let's see, Sunnyland Slim. It was $99.99. Now it's 50 bucks. 50 bucks for Sunnyland Slim. $50 from 1981. No condition notes on the vinyl either. Yeah, 50 bucks. 50 bucks on that. I'll take Rockets. Cool. You gotta hold off on Roy Harper, Nick Domer. Gonna hold off on Roy Harper. Rockets is sold to Nick Domer for half price. And he's going to take Roy as well. Cool. Roy Harper, Stormcock is sold to Nick Domer. Are you holding off on 3 souls in my mind? Becky Wells, you were second on Roy Harper. You were second on Roy Harper. Second on that one. Let's see. Let me show a few more CDs, and then I'm sure all the questions about this crate will be done, and then maybe I'll see if I can figure out like a, bundle price for the rest of the crate. How about Fleetwood Mac, Then Play On? These are all $6.99. The Yardbirds Live, Blues Wailing, July 64. Beach Boys, Pet Sounds. This is The Hiss, Panic Movement. The Hiss, Panic Movement. Liz Phair, Exile in Guyville. And then Buddy Guy, Sweet Tea. Buddy Guy, Sweet Tea. So in that stack, we had Buddy Guy, Sweet Tea, Liz Phair, Exile in Guyville, The Hiss, Panic Movement, Beach Boys, Pet Sounds, The Yardbirds Live, and Fleetwood Mac, Then Play On. All right. So I think we're good on this crate. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. There's some pretty expansive stuff in here. Hold on. Okay. Leon Russell. I'll go ahead and pull that. I thought that was towards that, but maybe not. Where is Leon? Carney. Where are you, Leon Russell? There's a lot of cool private press stuff in here for sure. Man, where'd he go? There he is. Man, I could have swore he was in the back, and he was. I just missed it. That's sold to Wayne Bartow. So now there's, 33 in here? Man. 2, 3, 4. There are a couple duplicates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 of them. 33, 240 bucks. 240. So that's a number. That's around $8 a record, I think. But there's a lot of there are a lot of $20 and $50 records in here, even with the half off sticker. So 240 bucks for the bundle deal in here. In private press. Oh, Dwayne Caldwell, man. If no one gets the bundle, there are definitely some gospel and private press records in here that you would probably be interested in. almost missed it. If no one gets the bundle, though, there are definitely some records in here that I think you would be interested in, like for sure. Buddy Guy is sold to Jay Sontag over on YouTube. That's sold to Jay Sontag. Bundle 210, no dupes. I'm gonna do. I'll take that because that'll leave. I think there's like maybe 2 records back. Let's see. There's Follow. That's one of the duplicates. And then let me make sure there's no others here. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm getting all the. Yeah, this is another duplicate. I think both of those Dwayne Caldwell will probably be interested in, because I think there's like a gospel tie-in with both of them. At least one of those. At least that one there. But yeah, these are all sold to Danny Thomason for $210. This bundle right here. It's just going to stay in this crate. It's going to have its own crate. That's sold to Danny Thomason. Thank you, Danny. Cleared it out. They're gone. And here is this other crate. All right. Let me put, well, I'm trying to figure out the best way to get these stacked. I'll just put them on this card, I think. Yeah. So that and that. And that. And Dwayne Caldwell, these are the 2 duplicates that were in there, which I think you would probably be interested in. This is Michael Bridges, Everlasting All Right. And this is a 1982 gospel rock / folk rock record. The half off price is $12.50. $12.50 on Michael Bridges. And then this one is David Bruce Jansen, and it's called Follow. This is it's a 1980 Private Press folk rock record, sealed, and it's just $7.50. $7.50 and $12.50. If you want those, just let me know. So I guess, yeah, between the 2, it'd be like $20 even, right? Yeah, it'd be $20 for those 2 if you want those, Dwayne Caldwell. Just let me know. Yeah, that was definitely a good deal on that bundle. I think I need to blow an air horn, right? Am I supposed to do that when I sell a whole crate? Where are the headphones? Oh, there they are. Air horn time. Oh yeah, especially now that Dwayne Caldwell bought these 2 records. Those are sold to Dwayne Caldwell. Let's see, I'll put these. All right, I need to redo my stack. Give me 1 second. Oh. Should not lift 2 crates at the same time. Let's see, there's that. And I'll put a little post-it note on the back of Danny's bundle. And then I'll put these 2 records that Dwayne Caldwell got right behind that post-it note. Now we're good to go. All right. I just said I shouldn't lift 2 crates at the same time. Here we go again. See, this is how my arms have gotten beefed. Just for everyone keeping track at home. Been sexually harassed all night from our customers. Did you guys ever sell that Both Worlds Don't You something? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't remember that one. I don't remember that. What do you know? Was that like in a hype picture or anything? Spiky McVeigh? No problem, Dwayne. I'm glad you at least got a couple there. All right. Air horn. Thank you, Danny Thomason, and everyone else that bought some records out of that crate. I'm gonna go ahead and blow the air horn for emptying the crate. Thank you. Short one. A little short one there. But thank you very much. All right. Let's see. Sealed Disco. I don't know. Was that one that had like a pink cover on it? Was that the one with the pink cover? Sealed Synth Disco Private Press. I don't see it laying around over here anywhere, so I would assume that he sold it, unless it's in this little area maybe. Let me check this real quick. I think I know which one you're talking about. If it had a pink cover, Is it this one? No, not that one. That was the one I was thinking you were talking about. Don Evans, Satisfaction. That was supposed to be $145 start. What was the name you wrote down? Let me see. Both Worlds, Don't You something. Was it like a record that went up for auction and didn't get a bid a few nights ago or something like that? Or was it just in a crate? Let me see what else is in here. I feel like I'm getting colder, further away from that type of thing. Is that Modern Mannequins thing? There's a bunch of autograph stuff back here. Let's see. Yeah, it might have sold. It definitely may have sold, but I'm not sure. Let's see. He threatened to sell it on Discogs. Man, I don't know where he would have put it. Someone might have made an offer on it or something, and he might have sold it, but I checked the main spot that I thought it would be, but I'm not seeing it. Not seeing anything like that, unfortunately. All right, let's get back into the CDs, and we're going to get real serious about it. We're going to get real serious about some CDs right now. All right. Speaking of Discogs, so I did put that Iron Cross record up, and we ended up selling it for way more than we tried to auction it for. And we tried to start the auction at like 19 something, and we ended up selling it for $2,600. That was a big one. All right, let's see. James Hall, Pleasure Club, Halfway Home self-titled. Here's another Buddy Guy. This one's called Feels Like Rain. Little Feat, Dixie Chicken. Little Feat, Dixie Chicken. There's another, like, this was like the soundtrack of the first time I went to college. This was in my car for months. Grizzly Bear, Veckatimist, or however you say it. I don't even know how you say the name of the album, but I listened to it so many times. And Robin Hitchcock and the Egyptians, Perspex Island, Robin Hitchcock from the Soft Boys. And then the Hives, Tyrannosaurus Hives, good like garage punk kind of stuff there. Hole, Live Through This, the Hollies' Greatest Hits, and there's another hooker. There's John Lee Hooker, Face to Face, Sully Cuse on Little Feat. Where was that? There it is. Little Feat is sold to Sully Cuse. So we've still got John Lee Hooker, Face to Face, the Hollies' Greatest Hits. Vinyl is done. Yeah, vinyl's done for the night. Thanks to you, Danny. Appreciate it. Hole, Live Through This. Then Hives. The Hives is sold to Sean Miller, or Alex Miller 70 over on YouTube. Robin Hitchcock, Perspex Island, Grizzly Bear, Veckatimist, Buddy Guy, Feels Like Rain, Halfway Home, and James Hall, Pleasure Club. Those are all still available. If anyone wants any of those, you know what to do. Just type it and hit send. Let's get another handful. Man, I've got a lot of CDs over here. I don't know if I'm going to go through all of them, but we'll see. We will see. Jimi Hendrix live at Winterland. Herb Alpert, North on South Street. Little promo sticker on there. Guided by Voices, Isolation Drills. The Guess Who, Greatest Hits. Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. Buddy Guy, Slippin' In, Buddy Guy. And then Grinder Man. I haven't listened to them. I feel like I should maybe. Oh, no, this is Nick Cave's like side project kind of thing, isn't it? I have listened to some of that. Grinder Man, The Grifters, Full Blown Possession, The Grifters. This is Grenadine Goya. This was Handsome Furs, Sound Capital. I had to cover that up with a Post-it note because that, yeah, nothing. Not wearing nothing. Todd Saw on the Hollies. The Hollies' Greatest Hits is sold to Todd Saw. Guns N' Roses is sold to Old Man Hilton. And Victor Guerra on Jimi Hendrix Experience. Todd Saw on The Guess Who. Guess Who is sold to Todd Saw. Sunday Morning Flips, no Sunday show. I'm not sure if there are any flips. You know, Chad is out of town. He's in Vegas, but I don't know if he did any like flip, like, I don't know if he made any flip videos like ahead of time or anything. So I really am not sure. I wish I could tell you, but I do not know, unfortunately. Jay Suntag on this buddy guy. Jay Suntag, did you want the other buddy guy that was in this stack over here? That one's called Feels Like Rain. I don't know if you caught that or not. Maybe you already have it, but that one's still available if you want it. So Gotta Buy Voices, Herb Alpert, Handsome Furs, Grenadine. That was the Grifters, and then Grinder Man. Those are all still available if anyone wants those. Just let me know. And then let me do another little stack here. Neil Young Harvest. These are all $6.99. The Yardbirds, BBC Sessions, Yeah Yeah Yeahs, Fever to Hell, or to Tell, Fever to Tell. The XX, ICU, XX, XTC, None Such, that's XTC. And then Hard Candy, Turn Out the Flame. Hard Candy, got that one, no problem. And then Heartless Bastards, Arrow. Heartless Bastards. I think he said he did. Okay, cool. Yeah, he didn't tell. I don't know. I haven't heard anything, but maybe he made some flip videos for Sunday. I guess just prepare like there's gonna be one, and then if there is, cool. If not, then I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. The Helicopters, Grande Rock. The Helicopters, Grande Rock. Sean Miller or Alex Miller 70 over on YouTube on Neil Young. That's sold to you. So we still got the Helicopters, Heartless Bastards, Hard Candy, XTC, the XX, Yeah Yeah Yeahs, and the Yardbirds, BBC Sessions. And the Yardbirds is sold to Sherry Darnell. Thank you, Sherry Darnell. That is sold to you. And let's do another little stack right here. Jimi Hendrix Blues, Jimi Hendrix Blues, Fleetwood Mac Greatest Hits, Fu Manchu, California Crossing, Frost, Through the Eyes of Love, Guided by Voices, Universal Truths and Cycles. There's another Frost, that one's Rock and Roll Music. Zen Gorilla, or not Gorilla, but Gorilla, like Guerrilla Warfare. Zen Gorilla, man, I saved it. Invisible, Lift D-Pad, and Gap Tooth Clown. Zen Gorilla. Yuck, Yuck, just called Yuck. This is Frank Zappa, Hot Rats. If you're, I don't know, if you're intimidated by Frank Zappa's catalog and don't know where to start, this might be a good place to start. It's all instrumental except for Willie the Pimp. That one's got Captain Beefheart on it, but that's a good place to start with Frank Zappa's discography for sure. Jesus Jones or Jesus Jones, I'm not sure. Liquidizer. Neil Young, Harvest Moon, and then Yo La Tengo, I Can Hear the Heart Beating as One. That's a great record. Moby Octopad, I love that song. First truly rock concert I ever went to, Lynyrd Skynyrd when I was 13. Lynyrd Skynyrd. Saw them when I was 13 years old. Jimi Hendrix is sold to Robert Warner, or what was left of Lynyrd Skynyrd at least. Because that would have been like 2003, I think. So, you know, it was still good, for sure. It was my first rock concert that I ever went to. Neil Young, Harvest Moon is sold to Sean Miller or Alex Miller 70 over on YouTube. Yo La Tengo still available. Jesus Jones, Frank Zappa, Hot Rats, Yuck, Zen Gorilla, The Frost, Rock and Roll Music, Guided by Voices, Universal Truths and Cycles, Frost, Through the Eyes of Love, Fu Manchu, California Crossing, and Fleetwood Mac Greatest Hits. Let's see. I think that's all the claims out of that stack, but if you see anything you want, just let me know. Just let me know. All right, more CDs. More CDs. Fiona Apple, Extraordinary Machine. Good album there. Flower, Fourth and Final. Florence and the Machine, Lungs. Yo La Tengo. Yo La Tengo, Electropira. Yo La Tengo. Oh, yeah, this is the Neil Young album with Mirrorball. Someone's going to Someone's going to snatch that for sure. Neil Young, Mirrorball. Real tough to get on vinyl, too. Yeah, Yeah, Yeahs. Show Your Bones. This is Flop, Whenever You're Ready. Flop. Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac live at the BBC. Fleetwood Mac's greatest set sold to Todd Saw. Thank you very much. Fu Manchu, King of the Road. Funkadelic Maggot Brain. I know someone will pick that up too. Are they better? Fugazi, The Argument. Fugazi, The Argument. Cool. Nice little stack closing in on 40. Hold on now. Not quite, all right? 35. Halfway there. I mean, you know, halfway between 30 and 40, so I'm not really closing in on it yet. Just hold your horses there. Let's see. Let me scroll up a little bit. So we did Fleetwood Mac, greatest. Mortgage Guy Rob was first on Florence and the Machine. That was right here. That is sold to Mortgage Guy Rob. Leslie Holt, you were second. Tyson Morgan on Neil Young. Tyson Morgan was first on Neil Young. That's sold to Tyson Morgan. Sean Miller was second. Yeah. Tyson Morgan, you got Neil Young. Sherry Darnell, you were third, I think, on Florence and the Machine. Chris Frazier on Funkadelic, that sold to Chris Frazier. Thank you, Chris. That sold to you. And then Darren Johnson on Fugazi. Nice pickup there. Peter Green, Fleetwood Mac, that is sold to Kathy DeMoss. And then Joel Castillo, you were second on Funkadelic. Whippersnapper, yeah. Pretty young, but Chad's younger. I think today was his 30th? I think he's 30. Not today, but yesterday. I think he's 30 years old now. But Fu Manchu, King of the Road, still left. Flop, whenever you're ready. This was Yeah Yeah Yeahs, Show Your Bones, Yo La Tengo, Electro Pira, Flower, fourth and final, and then Fiona Apple, Extraordinary Machine. Those are all still available. And let's do another stack. Oh, cool. Freedom. Freedom at Last. That is still available. I think wasn't this band on the, were they on the Vertigo label originally? Is this the band I'm thinking of? Freedom. $6.99. Freedy Johnston, This Perfect World. Gorky's Zygotic Mincy. Introducing Gorky's Zygotic Mincy. Government Mule, Life Before Insanity. Government Mule, Messages for the Cake Kitchen. Messages for the Cake Kitchen. Graham Jeffries at $6.99. Man, I love this record. This is timeless. Fleet Foxes, self-titled. White Winter Hymnal. That's the one that most people know. But, I mean, this thing all the way through is fantastic. It's great. $6.99. Grand Funk, Closer to Home. The Fiery Furnace, Blueberry Boat. And then, I accidentally put two albums by the Fiery Furnaces right next to each other. I'm Going Away. All right, let's see. 30. Yeah, I thought he turned 30. Yep, Chad is 30 now. She's supposed to take him out for a drink at the girly. But man, he's all the way across the country in Vegas. He doesn't even drink. He doesn't drink anything. Let's see. Fleet Foxes is sold to Sully Cuse. Sully Cuse on Fleet Foxes. Great album there. So we've still got two albums by the Fiery Furnaces. Grand Funk, Closer to Home. Graham Jeffries, Government Mule. Surprised that didn't sell. Gorky's Zygotic Mercy, and then Freedy Johnson and Freedom. Those are all still available. I'm sure they have Diet Coke. Yeah, that's Chad going all out. If he's out drinking Diet Coke, he's getting wild. Government Mule. I knew someone would pick that up. George Burleson on Government Mule. So we still got Freedom. I just read these twice, right? What am I doing? Let's put that up there. If anyone wants anything out of that stack, let me know. This is another Gorky's Zygotic Mincy. This one's called Barafundle, something like that. This is Fleetwood Mac Shrine 69. Yeah, Fleetwood Mac Shrine 69. Cool artwork on that. Foghat, King Biscuit. Foghat, King Biscuit. The Folk Implosion 1-part lullaby. 4 non-blondes. What's going on? 4 tops. 19 greatest hits. Neil Young Unplugged. That's a really good set there. Neil Young Unplugged. 4 tops. 19 greatest hits. 4 non-blondes. Folk Implosion. Foghat, King Biscuit. Fleetwood Mac. Shrine 69. And then that was that Gorky's Gork something. Gorky's Zygotic Mincy. Let's see, Victor Guerra on the Folk Implosion. That was that one right there. That sold to Victor Guerra. Thank you very much. Chris Frazier on Neil Young. That was the Unplugged. That sold to Chris Frazier. 4 non-blondes. What's going on? That sold to Leslie Holt. Tyson Morgan on N. I don't know what N would be, but I do need... with a lot of these, I need like a full word. It would help me out a lot because a lot of these have like the same initials, same letters, stuff like that. But I think N was probably for Neil Young, but you would have been second anyways. All these CDs, they're all $6.99. Yeah, that's the 4 non-blondes. That's them. Mortgage Guy Rob, you were second on Folk Implosion. Fog Hat is sold to Sherry Darnell. That is sold to Sherry Darnell. All right. Sound just like 4 non-blonde. Well, I'm just 1 non-blonde. Let me move this stack of CDs. Let me move this. I was like super blonde when I was a kid, and then as I got older, my hair got a little darker. But now that it's long, though, I feel like, you know, around the summer it does kind of lighten up just from the sun hitting it, I guess. Yeah, those are still available. Fleetwood Mac, Four Tops, and Gorky's stuff. Am I going to recap the CDs? You know, right now would actually be a really good time to do it because I've gone through 1 full crate of CDs. I just emptied it out, so let's do that. Let's do I'm going to say a quick recap. I'm going to do it as quick as I can. It'll probably take a minute. Good folky psych pop. Cool. I feel like someone told me about them at one point. I just have not really given them a listen. The artwork looks cool. I think something about the image, I'm like, man, is this gonna be Fish? Not that Fish is a bad band, but you know, I kind of thought just based on the artwork for like no reason at all, I was like, it's gonna be a jam band or something, which I don't know, jam bands are fun for a little bit. Cameron Porter, Fu Manchu ×2. Fu Manchu, yeah, there were like 2 or 3 Fu Manchu CDs in here, I think. Let me dig those out real quick before we get too deep into the recap. There's 2. Yeah, there's 2 of them back to back right here. I feel like there was another one though. So these 2. Just making sure. I thought there was another one. Like I thought I showed 3 at least, but I could be wrong. And it does look like I'm wrong. Let's see. Fu Manchu. Still surprised about the Yo La Tengo being left. Yeah, I think it is just those 2. Yeah, these are both sold. Yeah, there were 3 Fu Manchu. Is it in this stack? I didn't even really look at this one. Women, Wolf Parade, Wilderness. No, there's not one in this stack either. I could have swore there were 3, and I don't think we sold any of them, did we? Maybe we did. I might have already sold the other one that I'm thinking of. But these 2 are definitely sold to Cameron Porter. I'll set these over, and if I do come across another one, I'll pull it and show it to you, Cameron. All right, this stack, let's see. We've got Joanna Newsom, Have One on Me. These are all $6.99, of course. Feist, The Reminder. The Fall, Your Future, Our Clutter. Gang of 4, Mall. Gang of 4, Mall. Rory Gallagher, Stage Struck. Wolfmother, self-titled. Incubus, Make Yourself. Immaculate Fools, The Toy Shop. The Warlocks, that was called Phoenix Album. Excuse me, The Very Best of the Undertones. Warrior Soul, that one's Drugs, God, and the New Republic. The Waterboys, Room to Roam. Wayne Shorter, Allegria. Underworld, Dub No Bass with My Headman. And then this was Wilderness Vessel States. Wilderness Vessel States. Gang, that's Gang of 4. And we also have Wolfmother, yeah. Let's see, Wolfmother is sold to Sully Q's. And then Gang of 4 was Where was it? Right there, Gang of Four. That's sold to Cyclone Doug over on YouTube. Thank you very much. Let's see, Wilco being there. Lucinda Williams, World Without Tears. This is World Party, Goodbye Jumbo. Shoo Shoo, Women as Lovers. That's XIU, XIU, pronounced Shoo Shoo. At least I think it is. That's how I hear people say it. INC, Incubus. Incubus for Scott Oman. Incubus, Make Yourself, sold to Scott Oman. Thank you very much. Glad we're doing the recap. Thanks, thank you, Leslie. Good idea. Wolf Parade at Mount Zoomer. Wolf Parade still available. Women, very good album. Women, self-titled. That's still available. The Best of Stevie Wonder. Underworld, second toughest in the Infants. Hey, there's the other Fu Manchu. In Search of. Cameron Porter, if you want this one, let me know. It was at the very bottom. I guess I just saw In Search of and didn't see Fu Manchu over here, but Cameron Porter, there is a third Fu Manchu if you want that as well. Sully Cuse is going to get the Stevie Wonder. Best of Stevie Wonder, that is sold to Sully Cuse. Thank you very much. And I think I'm going to just set that stack right back over there. Take it. Cool. Cameron Porter gets this Fu Manchu In Search of. That's also sold to Cameron Porter. And let me see if I can slide this over without anything horrible happening. All right. Guided by Voices, Alien Lanes, Brazilian Girls, Talk to La Bomb, Idlewild, 100 Broken Windows. This is Ice Age, You're Nothing. That's a good band. They're cool. Hunters and Collectors, Ghost Nation, Hot Heat Elevator. Or maybe it's Hot Heat, Hot Elevator. I don't know. Something. Luminous, The Horrors. Interpol, Turn on the Bright Lights. A New Morning, The International Noise Conspiracy. In Spiral Life, Carpets. In Spiral, it's In Spiral Carpets, Life. In Spiral Carpets, Life. Happy Mondays, Yes Please. This is I'm from Barcelona, Who Killed Harry Houdini? This was I Love You, But I've Chosen Darkness. Fear is on Our Side. The Glands, self-titled The Glands. Another Shoo Shoo. This one is called Always. Paul Westerberg, 14 songs. Paul Westerberg from The Replacements. Rory Gallagher, Irish Tour. Happy Mondays, Pills and Thrills and Belly Aches. Happy Mondays. And then Wilco, Yankee Hotel Foxtrot. Interpol is Our Love to Admire. Another Wolf Parade, this one's called Apologies to the Queen Mary. Girls Against Boys, Freakonica. Girls Against Boys, Freakonica. Gin Blossoms, New Miserable Experience. Jerry Rafferty, Right Down the Line. That's the best of Jerry Rafferty. The Geraldine Fibbers, Butch, Sully Cuse on Rory Gallagher. Let me pull that before it gets buried too far. Rory Gallagher is sold to Sully Cuse. And then Gentle Giant, this is live and civilian, 2 for 1. Yeah, 2 CDs in one package here, $6.99. And then Gene Loves Jezebel, Kiss of Life. Gin Blossoms for Scott Oman. That was right here up top. That's sold to Scott Oman. Jerry Rafferty right here. That is sold to Jackie Reynolds. And then Geraldine Fibbers right here. That is sold to Jay Barnes Music over on Twitch. Jay Barnes Music got Geraldine Fibbers. All right, so those are all still available. We're halfway through the recap. Then we'll be caught up, and then I'll be able to show more new stuff, more new titles that I haven't shown yet. I've got a whole nother crate. Sully Cuse on Paul Westerberg, and then also Wilco being there. Let's see. Here's Paul Westerberg, and then Wilco. There's Yankee Hotel Foxtrot 2, and being there, I think, was that in the other stack? Yeah, I think so. There it is. All right. Sherry Darnell on both of these Wilcos being there and Yankee Hotel Foxtrot. Those are sold to Sherry Darnell. And then Sully Cuse on Paul Westerberg. Those are sold, and sold. They're gone. And the way these are stacked is a little bit scary. There we go. All right. Grinder Man, that's Nick Cave. Grinder Man 2. Grinder Man 2, that's still available. This was called The Grifters Full Blown Possession. This is Grenadine, Goya. Handsome Furs, Sound Capital. I put a post-it on there. Fully Nude. And then Guided by Voices, Isolation Drills. Herb Alpert, North on South Street. Buddy Guy, Feels Like Rain. James Hall, Pleasure Club. Halfway Home, self-titled. Grizzly Bear, Vecatimus, really good indie record there. Fantastic stuff. Robin Hitchcock and the Egyptians, Perspex Island. If you know the Soft Boys, he was the front man for them. Hole, Live Through This. John Lee Hooker, Face to Face. Fleetwood Mac, Then Play On. The Yardbirds, Live Blues Wailing, July 64. The Beach Boys, Pet Sounds. This is The Hiss, Panic Movement. Liz Phair, Exile in Guyville. Yo La Tango, this one's called Painful. Yo La Tango. Let's see, Jay Barnes Music, also on Hole. That was right here. Hole is sold to Jay Barnes Music and Chris Frazier on JLH. Was there just one John Lee Hooker, or have I shown two? I know there were two earlier, but maybe that was the only one that I've shown so far. Yeah, I think so. Just making sure about her. Nope. I think that must have been it. Maybe I haven't shown the other one for a second time yet. But this John Lee Hooker is definitely sold to Chris Frazier. Leslie Holt, you were second on Hole. This is Idlewild, The Remote Part. Hot Snakes. This one was called Suicide Invoice. Swami, Swall, or Swy, something like that. Iggy Pop, Brick by Brick. Guided by Voices, Mag, Earwig. Herbie Hancock, River, The Joni Letters, Herbie Hancock. Oh, here's the other John Lee Hooker. That one's called Graveyard Blues. John Lee Hooker, Graveyard Blues. Those are all still available. If anyone wants anything out of that stack, just let me know. And then I guess I'm just gonna, well, I don't know. Yeah, I'll just stack these on top of each other and show these. Chris Frazier wants this John Lee Hooker as well. That's sold to Chris Frazier as well. Thank you. This was Gorky's Zygotic Mincy introducing. Then we have Graham Jeffries, Messages for the Cake Kitchen. Grand Funk, Closer to Home. The Fiery Furnaces, Blueberry Boat. This was Freedy Johnson, The Perfect World. Freedom, Freedom at Last. Fiona Apple, Extraordinary Machine. Flower, Fourth and Final. Yo La Tango, Electropira. Freedom at Last, Steven, 666 Metal on Freedom. Let's see, there they are. Freedom, that is sold to Steven Metal. Sweet. And Yeah Yeah Yeahs. The Yeah Yeah Yeahs, Show Your Bones. Yeah Yeah Yeahs. And then we've got Flop, Whenever You're Ready. Frost, Through the Eyes of Love. Guided by Voices, Universal Truths and Cycles. There's another one by The Frost. This one's just called Rock and Roll Music. The Frost, great band from Detroit. Zen Gorilla. Yuck, still available. Frank Zappa, Hot Rats, classic. Like I said earlier, great place to start with him if you don't know where to even start with Frank Zappa because he has so many albums. That's a good one. Jesus Jones, Liquidizer. Yo La Tango, I Can Hear the Heart Beating as One. Yeah Yeah Yeahs, Fever to Tell. The XX, I See You. XTC, None Such, XTC. And then Hard Candy, Turn Out the Flame. Both Frost. Man, I don't know why I knew you were going to get those. Especially if you were buying Freedom. I was like, well, yeah, I think if you like the Freedom, you probably like the Frost too. A little bit similar. These are both sold to Steven, 666 Metal over on Twitch. The Frost, and then Frank Zappa was right here. Frank Zappa, Hot Rats. That is sold to Cyclone Doug. Thank you, Cyclone Doug. That's sold to you. And then Heartless Bastards, Arrow. Another Fiery Furnaces, I'm Going Away. There's the Helicopters, Grande Rock, the Helicopters. This is Gorky's Zygotic Mincy again. This one's called Barafundle. I think Barafundle on that one. And then Fleetwood Mac, Shrine 69. And the Four Tops 19 Greatest Hits. The Four Tops 19 Greatest Hits. Don't go anywhere, Ace. Don't slide around on me. All right, those are available if anybody wants those. Let's get into the second crate. Let's get into the second crate of CDs down here. All right. Tori Amos, Little Earthquakes. The Greenhorns, cool, yeah. Jack Lawrence, bass player for like the Raconteurs and Dead Weather and all that. And Brendan Benson, I think, is in this group too, right? Hey, there's even liner notes from Jim Jarmusch. Interesting. That makes sense, though. They're all pals. The Greenhorns. Oh, yeah, it's this album. Used to seeing that on the cover. Greenhorns. Good stuff. Garagey, bluesy stuff. Indie rock, kind of, yeah, cool. Green Day, Dookie. Macy Gray, On How Life Is. The Grapes of Wrath, These Days. Grand Funk. Power Trio. Oh man, this is a Japanese pressing too. This is like, it's just real good. It's not like we're an American band at all. It's just good, early hard rock. Grant Lee Buffalo, Mighty Joe Moon. Let's see, Greenhorns. Yeah, I think, yeah, if you like the Raconteurs and things like that, you'll like it for sure. Garagey bluesy stuff. It's got like a 60s kind of tilt to it as well. That's a good one for sure. Thank you, Sully Cuse. And then Mortgage Guy Rob on Green Day. That was right here. Green Day Dookie sold to Mortgage Guy Rob. And Macy Gray sold to Leslie Holt. So we still got Grant Lee Buffalo, Grand Funk. Pick that up. If you haven't listened to this, like ever, and you like rock, man, give it a shot. It's also a Japanese pressing, $6.99. The Grapes of Wrath, These Days, and then Tori Amos, Little Earthquakes. Those are all still available. Let's get some more out of here. What do we got in this stack? Kurt Vile, Believe I'm Going Down. This is the one with Pretty Pimpin' on it. Yeah, Kurt Vile, good album there. More, no, I think my mic's still working, right? Can everyone else still hear me? Leslie Holt, can you hear me? Leslie, can you hear me? Is there anybody out there? Grand Funk Railroad, On Time, Grand Funk Railroad. There's another one by the Greenhorns, Sewed Souls. That's available. Mastodon, Blood Mountain, $6.99. Allman Brothers at Fillmore East. Is it 2 CDs? It is, $6.99 for that. And then the best of Eric Burdon and the Animals from 66 to 68. Let's see, Shaw Miller or Alex Miller. Did you want this one or the other one or both? Let me know which one of these you want, Sean Miller or Alex Miller. Let me know which one of those. It looks like Bert Jordan wants both of them, but if there's only one of these that you want, let me know. So there was, yeah, Grand Funk said Sean Miller. And then Susie said Grand. But ALM, Allman Brothers, had sold to Old Man Hilton. Alex Miller wants the Japanese one. Yeah, this is a great album. That sold to Sean Miller or Alex Miller. And then Susie Breedlove, you're going to get this one On Time. That is sold to Susie Breedlove. I'm going to take this stack away. Getting some CDs out of here. Getting them out. Right, slide this thing over. Man, whoever has to do or like watch this sale tomorrow, I'm sorry. I hope these CDs aren't too catastrophic. I hope they don't just all fall over. That would be a nightmare. Let's see. So Sean Miller. Grand, yeah, Susie Breedlove was second on Grand. Burt Jordan, you were third. Old Man Hilton got Allman Brothers. Burt Jordan, you were second on Allman Brothers. And then Susie, you were like third or fourth on Allman Brothers. Okay, we're caught up. Kurt Vile, still available. Pretty pimpin'. Eric Byrne and the Animals. Mastodon, I'm surprised no one wants Mastodon. And then the Greenhorns, Sewed Souls. Those are all still available. Let's get back into the crate. There's more. Babe the Blue Ox. People. Mastodon, this one is called Remission. Mastodon Remission. Band of Susans, Veil. Jet, Get Born. Jim Croce, Photographs and Memories, his greatest hits. Jimmy Page and Robert Plant, Walking into Clarksdale. And You Will Know Us by the Trail of the Dead. That one's called Source Tags and Codes, and You Will Know Us by the Trail of the Dead. Animal Collective, Feels, cool, good album there. The Allman Brothers Band, Hitting the Note. Allman Brothers Band, Hitting the Note. So that's still available, Allman Brothers. Animal Collective, and You Will Know Us by the Trail of the Dead. Page and Plant, Walking into Clarksdale. Jim Croce, Greatest Hits. Jet, Get Born. Band of Susans, Mastodon, and Babe the Blue Ox. All right, JP. JP was at Jimmy Page, I'm assuming. Page and Plant, yeah. Susie Breedlove on Jimmy Page and Plant, Page and Plant. And then the other Allman Brothers Band that was in here. That's this one right here. That's sold to Susie Breedlove as well. And Victor Gary, you were second on Page and Plant. So Babe the Blue Ox, Mastodon, Band of Susans, Jet, Jim Croce, and You Will Know Us by the Trail of the Dead. Animal Collective. Those are all still available. Next stack. The next stack. Trail of the Dead. That is sold to Kathy DeMoss. Thank you very much. Audio Slave, self-titled. That's available. Male Bonding, Endless Now. The Magnetic Fields. This one is called just self-titled. The Magnetic Fields. That's available. Mastodon, Crack the Sky. Masters of Reality, Sunrise on the Suffer Bus. Mazarin, We're Already There, Mazarin. And then how about Mazzy Star? Mazzy Star, So Tonight That I Can See. Mazzy Star, So Tonight That I Can See. McGuinn, Back from Rio. That's Roger McGuinn from the Byrds. Baroness, The Blue Album. And then another indie masterpiece, indie classic, Animal Collective, Merriweather Post Pavilion. I actually have a shirt with that pattern on it. I need to wear that. It's been a while. I think it's probably at the bottom of my dresser or something. Yeah, Animal Collective, Merriweather Post Pavilion. Baroness, Blue Album. McGuinn, Back from Rio. Mazzy Star, So Tonight That I Can See. Mazarin, Masters of Reality, that's Sunrise on the Suffer Bus. It's not the band Crack the Sky, but it's Mastodon, and the name of the album is Crack the Sky. Sidley, 1960. If you're interested in that, let me know. Magnetic Fields, still available. And then Male Bonding, Endless Now, and Audio Slave. Those are all still available. If anybody wants any of those, let me know. I'll grab them. All right, all three Mastodon for 15. Let's see how many more there are and see how many don't get claimed. And then when I'm done going through Mastodon, we'll do a little bundle deal. I'll put them all together though to make it easier later. There's one right there. Actually, Leslie Holt said she'll take all of the Mastodon, Sean Miller, so I guess she's willing to pay full price for them. If you want to do full price, you do technically have dibs. There's two. Yeah, I think there have been 3 so far. I think there are going to be more, though. Pretty sure. There's 2 of them. I know I showed at least 3 of them. There's the other one right there. Mastodon. Audio Slave. Yep, there is an Audio Slave right here. It's the debut self-titled. It's all $6.99. But yeah, Sean Miller, if you want these, they will be $6.99 each. Looks like Leslie Holt wants all of them. If you don't want to do it, she can have them. All right, no problem. Thank you for at least letting me know. Mastodon, these are all sold to Leslie Holt. Thank you very much. Just realized I haven't been flipping these over the way that I normally do. There we go. Mastodon, those are sold. And Mortgage Guy Rob's going to take Audio Slave. And Danny Thomason's going to take Jim Croce, Photographs and Memories, Greatest Hits. That's sold to Danny Thomason. Thank you very much. And let's get back into this crate. And you will know us by the Trail of the Dead. Here's another one. This one is called Worlds Apart. Worlds Apart. Amy Winehouse, Back to Black, classic. Basehead, Not in Kansas Anymore. The Best of the Animals. Allman Brothers Band, Eat a Peach. Granddaddy, The Software Slump. That's a good record. Brainiac, Smack Bunny Baby. And then Bumblebees 81. Yeah, Bumblebees 81. The Prince. And then Boxer, absolutely. Boxer, absolutely. No problem, Leslie. I think it was just weird timing. That just kind of happens sometimes. Amy Winehouse is sold to Scott Oman. I think, sometimes people just get the same idea at the same time. Let's see. Animals. The Animals is sold to Susie Breedlove. So we still got Boxer, Bumblebees 81, Brainiac, Granddaddy, Allman Brothers, Basehead, and You Will Know Us by the Trail of the Dead. Those are all still available. If anybody wants any of those, let me know. Let's do another stack. Smaller stack here. Alejandro Escovedo, The Boxing Mirror. That's available. Alabama Shakes, Sound and Color. Great album. There's another Mastodon, Emperor of the Sand. Mastodon, Emperor of the Sand. Al Cooper and Mike Bloomfield, The Lost Concert Tapes, December 13th, 1968, at the Fillmore East. Ginger Baker's Air Force. America's Greatest Hits, History, America's Greatest Hits. Those are all still available as well. And let's see. Alabama Shakes, sold to Leslie Holt. Alabama Shakes for Leslie Holt. Mastodon. Leslie's going to get that Mastodon as well. It's also that Alejandro Escovedo. All right, let's see what's in this next stack. We got Built to Spill, Keep It Like a Secret, Jane's Addiction, Strays, Jay Giles Band Live, Full House, Izzy Stradlin and the Juju Hounds, James Brown, Foundations of Funk, A Brand New Bag, 1964 to 1969. I can't take one letter on any of these records because a lot of these are going to have the same letters, same initials. They're all pretty much alphabetical. Danny, let me know what A was supposed to be for. Jane's Addiction, Ritual, De Lo Habitual. Jeff Buckley, Grace, great album. The John Spencer Blues Explosion, Now I Got Worry. AC/DC, Ball Breaker. And Kings of Leon, Holy Roller Novocaine. That's an EP. America, that is sold to Danny Thomason. Thank you very much. But yeah, any of these CDs, if you can give me like at least one full word, give me one full word on the claims here. Old Man Hilton on Is, as in Izzy. Izzy Stradlin. Danny Thomas, you were second on Izzy Stradlin. That's sold to Old Man Hilton. Jane's Addiction. Jane's Addiction is sold to Scott Oman, right? I think Scott Oman was first on that. Yep. And then John Spencer's Blues Explosion, that is sold to Jay Barnes Music. Kings of Leon is sold to Leslie Holt. Robin Murphy Glenn is, or AC/DC is sold to Robin Murphy Glenn. Kings. Oh, that was Kings of Leon. You were second on that. Scott Oman said both. Were there two? Oh, there are two Jane's Addiction. Cool. Sorry, I forgot that there were two in there. Both of those are sold to Scott Oman. So we still got Jeff Buckley, Grace, James Brown, Jay Giles Band, and Built to Spill. Those are all still available. And let's get into another little handful here. Got John Hammond, Wicked Grin, John Lennon collection. So John Hammond, John Lennon, at least, yeah, maybe go with the last name on those. Jaguar Love, Take Me to the Sea. Jack Bruce, Willpower, a 20-year retrospective. There's more Kings of Leon. This is Aha Shake Heartbreak. I think that's their second album, maybe third. Pretty sure it's the second one. Iommi, the 1996 Depth Sessions with Glenn Hughes, Tony Iommi. James Brown, 20 all-time greatest hits. James Cotton, best of the Vanguard years. Jet, Shine On. AC/DC, Highway to Hell. James Gang Year album. And then the best of Badfinger. Sweet. Let's see. Tony Iommi. Iommi is sold to Jackie Reynolds. And then Kings of Leon. That was this one right here. Kings of Leon is sold to Cyclone Doug. Highway to Hell, that is sold to Chris Frazier. Chris Frazier got that. Badfinger is sold to Jackie Reynolds as well. Danny Thomason, you were second on Iommi. Robin Murphy Glenn, you were second on AC/DC. And yeah, we still got James Gang Year album. I like that record a lot. Jet, Shine On. James Cotton, best of the Vanguard years. James Brown, 20 all-time greatest hits. Jack Bruce, Willpower. Jaguar Love. John Lennon, and John Hammond. Those are all still available. If anybody wants any of those, I'm gonna just start stacking stuff as high as I can, just for fun. We'll see what happens. And let's see. It's another stack. We're halfway through this last crate. Badfinger, Head First. 2 CDs previously unreleased, Head First, the last sessions, and a bonus CD of rare demos. Cool. The Breeders, Last Splash, Built to Spill, Perfect From Now On, AC/DC Live. This is the Afghan Wigs, 1965. Thought it was Sleep for a second. American Music Club, Mercury, American Music Club, Autolux. Cool indie shoegaze band here. I think, yeah, the lady who drums in this band is in Jack White's female band. The Autors, Now I'm a Cowboy. John Fogerty, Blue Moon Swamp. I don't know if any of you know Bob Irwin, but I have a theory that Bob Irwin is John Fogerty. They look so much alike. John Fahey, Womb Life. And then John Frusciante, To Record Only Water for 10 Days by John Frusciante. It's the guitar player for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Let's see. Another Badfinger. This other Badfinger is sold to Jackie Reynolds as well. Breeders is sold to Jay Barnes Music. Cyclone Doug was second on Badfinger. Old Man Hilton on AC/DC. That was this one right here. AC/DC sold to Old Man Hilton. And Joel Castillo, you were second on the Breeders. So we still have John Frusciante, John Fahey, John Fogerty, The Autors, Autolux, American Music Club, the Afghan Wigs, and Built to Spill. Those are all still available if anybody wants them. All right. Another handful. Chipping away at them. Chipping away. All right. This is John McLaughlin, The Promise. John McLaughlin, The Promise. Johnny Marr and the Healers. Boom Slang. Long Wave. There's a Fire. At the Drive-In. Relationship of Command. The Association Greatest Hits. Arctic Monkeys. Favorite Worst Nightmare. Arcade Fire, The Funeral. Yeah, Arcade Fire. Arc Welder, Entropy. Archers of Loaf, All the Nation's Airports. So we've got Archers of Loaf, Arc Welder, Arcade Fire, Arctic Monkeys, The Association, At the Drive-In, Long Wave, Johnny Marr, and John McLaughlin. Cameron Porter, At the Drive-In. At the Drive-In. That is sold to Cameron Porter. Thank you, Cameron. That's sold to you. Those are all still available. If anybody wants any of those, I'll leave them right there for now. Maybe some of the comments are coming in. Let's see. Another handful. Think of the James Gang from 2 stacks ago. Yeah, James Gang Year album. I think so. Where did I put it, though? I've kind of been stacking stuff all willy-nilly. Now I got to find it. Yeah, there it is. James Gang, your album. That is sold to Steven 666 Metal. That's sold to you. And let's see what we got in here. The Antlers Hospice. Sad and good album. A lot of quiet moments, but that's I don't know, it's a moving album. You got to be in the right headspace for that one. Bauhaus, Volume 1, 1979, 1983. Bauhaus. More Archers of Loaf. This one's called Icky Metal. And then here's Kings of Leon, their first album. I do like this one a lot. Youth and Young Manhood. David Bowie, Black Star. This is, man, was it Killer Red? I don't know. It's another language, and it's got a horrible font. If you want it, just say, yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it's metal because of the font, the art style, and it's on Roadrunner. Just say metal or something. At the Drive-In, In, Casino, Out. Basshead, Play with Toys, and the best of B.B. King. All right, let's see. Bauhaus. Bauhaus. That is sold to Robert Warner. Robert Warner got Bauhaus. DB, that was David Bowie. Black Star, that is sold to Mortgage Guy Rob. Kings of Leon sold to Leslie Holt. Leslie Holt was second on David Bowie. Robert Warner, you were third on David Bowie. Cyclone Doug, you were second on Kings of Leon. And Sean Miller, you were fourth on David Bowie. So we still got B.B. King, Basshead, At the Drive-In. Who bought the, was it Cameron Porter? Maybe you might already have that one. That one's still available. There's that metal one. Archers of Loaf and the Antlers. And the Antlers, those are all still available. Let's do another handful. Oh yeah, I forgot this was in here. Man, this one's super thin, the packaging on this, but if you like Psych, I've shown some CDs by this group before, and I highly recommend them. They're like one of my favorite bands from the last 10 or 15 years. Kikagaku Moyo, Japanese Psych, Kikagaku Moyo. I think this one's self-titled if I remember correctly, and it might be like an EP. Yeah, there's 5 tracks, but great stuff. Really cool artwork too. Pretty awesome. Kikagaku Moyo, Kansas Leftoverture. This is Kenna, New Sacred Cow. Keith Hartley Band, Half Breed. Jesus Jones, Doubt. King Kong, Funny Farm. King Swamp, Wise Blood. King Crimson, The Power to Believe. And then King's X, Faith, Hope, Love. The Kills, No Wow. That's Allison Mosshart, the singer for the Dead Weather, that other Jack White side project. And then Killers, Hot Fuss. B.B. King, how many songs? How many songs on B.B. King? Let's see. 9. 9 songs on B.B. King. 9 songs on B.B. King. Let's see. Yeah, Killers, The Kills, King's X, King Crimson, King Swamp, lots of Kings, King Kong, Jesus Jones, Keith Hartley Band, Kenna, and Kansas, and Kikagaku Moyo. Kikagaku Moyo. It depends on the collection. I can't really give like a straight up answer on it, but you know, not as much as we do for LPs. But I mean, we don't pay nothing for them either. King's X is sold to Kathy Dumas. Thank you very much. Let me move this over here. All right, we got 4 stacks of CDs. Kikagaku Moyo is sold to Alex Miller or Sean Miller over on YouTube. And let me move this over here, I guess. Yeah. Put that right there. Let's do another stack. This is Long Wave, The Strangest Things. Kinski, Mercury Rev. This is called See You on the Other Side. Korn, Life is Peachy. John Spencer, Blues Explosion. Yeah, that one's self-titled. Joy Division, 1995, Permanent. Or maybe it's just Permanent doing covers, I'm not sure. Permanent Mix. So this might be like remixes of Joy Division songs. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Julian Cope, Peggy Suicide. Joni Mitchell, Turbulent, Indigo. Juna 44, 4 great points. Junior Kimbrough, Sad Days, Lonely Nights. Kaiser Chiefs, Employment. And then another John Spencer Blues Explosion. This one is called Acme. John Spencer Blues Explosion. Chris Frazier on Korn. That was right here. Korn is sold to Chris Frazier. Let me turn these over. Joy. That was Joy Division. Or was that one right here? Yep, Joy Division. Sold to Sean Miller or Alex Miller over on YouTube. So we still have John Spencer Blues Explosion, Kaiser Chiefs, Junior Kimbrough, Juna 44, Joni Mitchell, Julian Cope, John Spencer Blues Explosion, Mercury Rev, Kinski, and Long Wave. Sully Hughes, I think there were two, there might have been two John Spencers in here. Do you want both of them? Got Self-Titled and Acme. Do you want just one of those or both of them? Just let me know. All right, let's see. I think that's, yeah. Oh, one more handful. There we were hiding. All right, got one more handful. Both of these John Spencer Blues Explosions are sold to Sully Hughes. Mercury Rev, this one's called Bocces or Boces, B-O-C-E-S, Mercury Rev. The Meters live on the Queen Mary. Korn, Follow the Leader, MIA. That one's called Kala. That's the one that's got that one song on it. No, is it? Yeah, Paper Planes. Yeah, that is on there. The Best of the Kinks. Best of the Kinks. I love the Kinks. Kreidler or Creedler, Appearance and the Park. This is Anna Kramer. Anna Kramer, self-titled. This is another King's X record. I think, is this self-titled too? King's X, yeah. Kooks, Inside In, the Inside Out. Or the Kooks, Inside In, Inside Out. That's it, yeah. The White Room, the KLF, and then Kitchens of Distinction, The Death of Cool. All right, let's see. Korn. Korn is sold to Chris Frazier. Scott Oman, you were second on Korn. And then Kinks. The Kinks sold to Leslie Holt. Susie Breedlove, you were second on the Kinks. And I think that's all I got right now. Yeah, Kitchens of Distinction, The White Room, The Kooks, King's X. That was Anna Kramer, Kreidler, MIA, The Meters, and Mercury Rev. If there's anything else in here that you guys want, just let me know. We went through a lot of CDs. Lots of CDs for sure. Yeah, I think that's it's 12:30. Holy smokes. What happened? I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. Thanks for tuning in. I had no idea it was 12. I thought it was like 11:30. All right, have a good night. Wait, hold on. Meters and both Built to Spill. All right, I'll grab the last couple here. Meters. I know it was in the stack. Yeah, there it is. Meters and both of the Built to Spill. Man, where were those? I know those are probably mixed around somewhere. Built to Spill. Where are the Built to Spill CDs? There were at least two of them, right? Maybe even more. Built to Spill. Built to Spill. There's one up there. Oh, cool. They were both up top. Built to Spill and Built to Spill. Those are both sold to George Burleson, as well as the Meters. All three of these are sold to George Burleson. Cyclone Doug on King Crimson. Nice pickup there. Huge King Crimson fan. Let's see, where is, I thought it was in this stack, but it must be in the other one. Yeah, there it is. King Crimson, The Power to Believe. That is sold to Cyclone Doug. And that's all. That's it. I appreciate you guys. I got to get out of here. I still have like